This is Eagle Country 105.7 WCUPFM Baraga, Houghton, Hancock. It's that time again to turn the radio station over to Indigenous Insights. Indigenous Insights is Eagle Radio's weekly Native American program. You'll hear all kinds of great music, all genres, all native. You'll also keep in touch with Indian country. Now here's this week's Indigenous Insights.
Ani Buju, welcome to this week's edition of Indigenous Insights right here on Eagle Country 105.7. I'm your host, Mitch. Miigwech for tuning in here with me on this Saturday afternoon. I have a great show planned out for you. The latest edition of the KBIC Newsletter is out. We're going to take a look at that and have some great music for you. Let's get things moving. We're going to start out with the powwow tunes. The first one lined up for you is from Crazy Spirit. It's from Ann Arbor, 2014. This is Indigenous Insights. BC Confederation right here on Indigenous Insights. That one was from back in 2012. The latest edition of your KBIC newsletter is available. Check it out at ojibwa.com or kbic-nsn.gov. The first page, Keweenaw Bay Indian Community. Ojibwa placed first at Parade of Nations. Awesome. The Keweenaw Bay Indian Community, KBIC Youth Program, and the KBIC Cultural Committee sponsored this year's KBIC Dance Troupe as participants in the Parade of Nations held in Houghton. Saturday, September 19th, 2015, the dance troupe entered a float in the Parade of Nations and were accompanied by a combined drum of the Woodland Singers and Summer Cloud. The theme for this year's Parade of Nations and Multicultural Festival is World of Lore and Legends. KBIC placed first overall in the float competition. Following the parade, the dance troupe performed exhibition dancing at D Stadium. More than 60 countries participated in this year's Parade of Nations. Very, very cool. I'm pretty sure the KBIC does something every year, but this year they took first. Awesome. The Parade of Nations is a great event. If you've never been there, check it out next year. Let's get back into the music. It's time for a sidestep right here on Indigenous Insights. This is Indigenous Insights on Eagle Country 105.7. You can check us out on the web at keepitinthe.up.com. That's our station's website. We're streaming from there, so you can check out the stream when we're on the air, Saturdays at high noon. We're also on Facebook. Check out facebook.com/iiradio. And you can email us at eaglemediaiiradio@gmail.com. And we're also on YouTube. Check out our channel and subscribe, please. Let's get back into the music. We're going to keep it powwow here on Indigenous Insights. Tuned into 105.7 Eagle Country, this is Indigenous Insights, Eagle Radio's weekly Native American program. I'm your host, Mitch Miigwech, for tuning in here with me. This is from the latest KBIC Newsletter. KBIC members, listen up to this one. KB-042-2015, Article 1X, Article 9, Judicial Branch was approved on September 24th, 2015 to hold a secretarial election for the purpose of amending the KBIC Constitution. The next step in the process is that the Secretary of the Interior will provide technical comments to the tribe. The Tribal Council will review the technical comments and then either proceed to change the wording of the proposed Article 9 Judicial Branch or resubmit for the secretarial election to proceed as the Article 9 Judicial Branch was originally submitted. Eligible voters will receive a registration packet in the mail from the Secretary of the Interior. In order to participate in the secretarial election, each member receiving the packet must register with the Secretary of the Interior in order to vote on whether or not to amend the KBIC Constitution. So, if you want your voice to be heard, you have to look for that registration packet and you have to send it in order to vote. Very important, KBIC members. All right, let's get back into the music. We're going to stay in the powwow vibe here for just a little longer. This one's from the Black Bear Singers. This is from Ottawa Summer Solstice on Indigenous Insights.
Thank you for being the answer. All right, judges are ready. Here we go, Black Bear Contest. All right, that's all together. Standing on.
We're going to Northern Cree. It's a tribal song.
Northern Cree Poundmaker Powwow 2014, right here on Indigenous Insights, Eagle Radio's weekly Native American program. Just another reminder, the latest edition of the KBIC Newsletter is available for October 2015, Benakwe Gizis, Falling Leaves Moon. So stay up to date with what's happening in your community with the KBIC Newsletter. You can find it at kbic-nsn.gov. You can find it on various Facebook sites. It's shared to Miigwech, to Lori Denemy, and anybody who might be assisting her in creating this newsletter. It's great to stay informed with what's going on. All right, let's get back into the music. This one's from the tribe. It's called Tribal Ways, right here on Indigenous Insights.
Okay, there's the wave. Ladies and gentlemen, if you would please stand, the tribe. You're on the air. Okay, Junior.
in victory. We're going to dance for your people, your ancestors, your Teoshpe that has served proudly. Calling upon the horses downtown, Kenny Brown. Victory song. Dance in victory. Clockwise. Lead us out, Jonathan. Lead us out. Clockwise dancers. Everybody, dance in victory. Come on side, dancers, clockwise. Just because it's the gathering, let's dance in victory. You know how to do it. Lead us out, Kenny Pratt, head man. Come on, brother. Dance in victory, everybody, clockwise.
This is Eagle Country 105.7 WCUPFM, Baraga, Houghton, Hancock. You're listening to Indigenous Insights, Eagle Radio's weekly Native American program. All genres, all Native. Eagle Radio is owned and operated by the Keweenaw Bay Indian community. Now, back to Indigenous Insights.
This is Indigenous Insights on Eagle Country 105.7. This is your host, Mitch Miigwech, for tuning in here with me on this Saturday. Just a reminder, you can check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/iiradio. We're also on YouTube. Please find our channel and subscribe to it. We post our episodes there and interviews and whatnot, anything extra that we can post, and we're looking to implement more video in our future too, as we kind of learn and progress here on Indigenous Insights. All right, let's get back into the music. We're going to switch gears here just a bit. This next one's from Bobby Bullitt. It's called Bigfoot, right here on Indigenous Insights. We'll also hear from Floyd Red Crow Westerman and JJ Lavallee. This is Eagle Radio's weekly Native American program.
He stands 8 feet tall, 400 pounds. When he walks, he shakes the ground. Bigfoot. Bigfoot. Drawn to the lights of a music club, he steps inside, he does a rub-a-dub-dub. Bigfoot. Bigfoot. The crowd was amazed when he busted a move. They call Hollywood, they filmed his groove. Bigfoot. He became a star in the first degree. L.A., New York, Memphis, Tennessee. Bigfoot. style. Harry do a silly smile. Red eyes peeking out. I do the rub-a-dub. I do the rub-a-dub. He does the rub-a-dub on the people shout. Work it out, big fella. Get those big foot moving. Yeah. The simple ways were misunderstood. They took advantage of what was good. Bigfoot. Autograph talk shows Broadway Street. Wearing out his Bigfoot feet. Bigfoot, yeah. Well, he had enough, the time is right. Go home all alone into the night. Bigfoot. He danced Bigfoot style. Hairy dude and a silly smile. Red eyes peeking out. I do the rub-a-dub. I do the rub-a-dub. He does the rub-a-dub on the people shout. Yeah, rub-a-dub. Rub-a-dub. Rub, rub, do the rub-a-dub. Rub, rub. Will rub me. Rub me. Rub me. Rub me. I do the rub. I do the rub. I do the rub. I do the rub. I do the rub-a-dub. Rub me. Well, rub me. Rub me. Rub me. Oh, I rub you.
For the lies that were spoken, for the blood we have spilled, for the treaties that were broken, for the leaders you have still. Custer died for your sin. Custer died for your sin. Now a new day must begin. Custer died for your sin. For the tribes you terminated. For the myth you keep alive. For the land you confiscated, for our freedom you deprived. Custer died for your sin. Custer died for your sin. Now a new day must begin. Custer died for yourself. Custer died Custer died for yourself, for the truth that you pollute, for the life that you have cost, for the good you prostitute, and for all that we have lost. Custer died for your sin. Custer died for your sin. Now a new day must begin. Custer died for your sin. Custer died for your sin. Custer died for your sin. Now a new day must begin. Custer died for your sin. Custer died.
Say hello to me. She said it's strange to see that you're still there around here. Said I'm married now, 3 kids and a job I really like. And how about you? Do you still live that wild life? And I said I still like a honky-tonk with the bright light shining down. Pour a long liquor bottle in my hand and a good old country crowd, where the fiddles play and people say it's nice to see you still there around. I guess I just can't live this honky-tonk life down. Oh, I'm sorry, girl, I gotta go. The band is calling me. One more set, pack on up and head down the road, because somewhere there's a party crowd that wants to hear my song, and that's all it takes just to keep me rolling on. And that's why I like my honky-tonk with the bright light shining down, with a long liquor bottle in my hand and a good old country crowd, where the fiddles play and people say it's nice to see you still there around. I guess I just can't live this honky-tonk life down. You're still around. I guess I just can't live this honky-tonk life down. No, I just can't live this honky-tonk life down.
You're tuned into 105.7 Eagle Country. This is Indigenous Insights. That was J.J. LaValle, Honky Tonk Life. Before that, Floyd Red Crow Westerman. And we also heard from Bobby Bullet. Bobby Bullet played a great song back there, Bigfoot. That's a fun one. I got to meet Bobby Bullet in Marquette. He did a great show at the Peter White Library up there with his awesome wife. They do a show together, and it's just a lot of fun. They put on a good show for the crowd there, and I got to meet him. He's really, really cool, and you just got to love that sound he has, too. So let's get back into the music here on Indigenous Insights. This next one is from Jay Ross. It's called Tough on the Outside. More Native American country music for you here on Indigenous Insights.
Your head in a vice, living nowhere or thinking twice. Wonder why you do the things that you do. Done it through and through. Don't worry about it then, or worry about it now. It's gonna figure itself somehow. Have a little faith in yourself. It's just you and myself, and I get tired of asking why. I had so many doubts that crossed my mind, but I always seem to figure it out. When I'm crying inside, I'm just tough on the outside. Feeling tough on the outside. I know I will never tell. I'll keep my voice and never yell. Now I ain't gonna miss the plane. I'll fly high above. Maybe someday I can reach your love. Do you know what I'm thinking of? Myself, when I get tired of asking why. I had so many doubts that crossed my mind, but I always seem to figure it out. When I'm crying inside, I'm just tough on the outside. Feeling tough on the outside. Feeling tough. Myself, me, myself, and I get tired of asking why. I had so many doubts that crossed my mind, but I always seem to figure it out. When I'm crying inside, just tough on the outside. Yeah, feeling tough on the outside. Crying inside, tough on the outside. Tough on the outside. my brain. My dash is dusty, plates are expired. Please, Mr. Officer, let me explain. I got to make it to a powwow tonight, singing 49 down by the riverside, looking for sugar, riding in my Indian car. Car's dented, the radiator steams. One headlight don't work, the radio can scream. I got a sticker, says Indian Power, stuck it on my bumper, it holds my car together. We're on a circuit of an Indian dream. Don't get old, but just get younger. We're flying down the highway, riding in our Indian car. See you next time. Miigwech! Car's dented, the radiator steams. One headlight don't work, the radio can scream. The road is empty in my bottle of desire. Daylight is breaking, the sun touches fire. Got to make it to a powwow tonight, singing 49 down by the riverside, looking for sugar, riding in my Indian car.
and singing 49ers, living on Indian time. Nothing could be finer than singing 49ers, living on Indian time.
Lock me in and keep love out. They say that we're too young to understand. Oh, I've got a plan. Baby, there's no doubt. Under a big sky, the whole world lies before us. I'm the verse and you're the chorus. Baby, you and I lift each other as we fly. We can see forever rising under a big sky. No matter what our hearts may run into, the stars all say we'll be alright. I close my eyes so I can keep the view. Oh, I'm lost in you. Baby, it's our time. Under a big sky, the whole world lies before us. I'm the verse and you're the chorus. Baby, you and I lift each other as we fly. We can see forever rising under a big sky. Under a big sky. In our innocence and glory, we can write our own the chorus. Baby, you and I lift each other as we fly. We can see forever rising under a big sky. The whole world lies before us, in the verse and you're the chorus. Baby, you and I lift each other as we fly. We can see forever rising.
No, I saw a distance looking in your eyes. Can't say I'm not skeptical how you move on with your life. Can't say I'm broken down, got tired dragging this around. Today I cut this thread, still you linger in my head. It's not fair, you know how you were so warm, became so cold. It's not fair to go and just walk right by like you don't know. I fight for you, you won't fight for me. I drop and fall and you watch me bleed. I let my armor hit the ground in hopes that you might turn around. I surrender but I'm not defeated. I'll take my heart since you don't need it. I fight for you.
You're tuned into 105.7 Eagle Country. This is Indigenous Insights, Eagle Radio's weekly Native American program. This is from NPR.org, the history behind the phrase, don't be an Indian giver. You can't take it back, don't be an Indian giver. Sound familiar? It's the schoolyard taunt that's been used for generations by children and others to describe people so ungenerous that they take back gifts as soon as they are given or immediately demand a present in return. Comedian Louis C.K. calls the phrase one of the most offensive things you can call someone. What it's meant to be is that someone gave you something and then changed their minds, explained the comedian. We equate this to the Indians because our feeling is that they gave us America and then they changed their minds about giving it to us. It's so offensive when you consider the truth. But where did the concept of Indian giving really come from? Was there actually an instance when a white settler was presented with a gift only to have it taken away? The answer to that is not really. What white settlers thought was rudeness and a lack of generosity was most likely rooted in a series of cultural misunderstandings. The concept of Indian gift or an Indian giver traces its roots back to at least the 1700s. In his 1765 History of the Province of Massachusetts Bay, Thomas Hutchinson defined an Indian gift as a present for which an equivalent return is expected. During their legendary journey west in 1804, explorers Meriwether Lewis and William Clark often encountered Indians over the course of their travels, or natives. This article insists on calling them Indians. Natives. The picture the pair paints of natives and their culture was not pretty. Lewis and Clark frequently suspected natives either stealing their belongings or plotting to do so. Gifts in particular, as Thompson P. Slaughter points out in his book Exploring Lewis and Clark Reflections on Men in Wilderness, frequently created problems for the explorers. Slaughter writes that in one instance, a group of natives offered Lewis and Clark some roots, which the explorers rejected because they felt that the natives' expectation for those presents of a few roots is 3 or 4 times their real worth. Turning down the gift, however, insulted their hosts and led Lewis and Clark to label the natives forward and impertinent and thievish in their journals. Author David Wilton argues in his 2004 book, Word Myths, Debunking Linguistic Urban Legends, and the concept of an Indian gift arose when white settlers misinterpreted the Native American concept of bartering. This is from the book. To a native, the giving of gifts was an extension of the system of trade, and a gift was expected to be reciprocated with something of equal value. Europeans, upon countering this practice, misunderstood it, considering it uncouth and impolite. To them, trade was conducted with money and gifts were freely given with nothing expected in return. So this native practice got a bad reputation among the white colonists of North America, and the term eventually became a playground insult. This definition stuck, and the phrase Indian giver made its first appearance in linguist John Russell Bartlett's Dictionary of Americanisms in 1848. By the early 1900s, seeing the words Indian giver in a newspaper or magazine was commonplace. Indian giver, says ex-wife of hubby, declared a 1919 headline in the Detroit Free Press article about a husband who demanded his wife return some gifts during a divorce proceeding. The phrase seemed to frequently pop up in coverage of divorces and messy breakups. Indian giver defeated in Dreamhouse suit, read a headline in the Los Angeles Times describing the actress Iris Ashton's Evans' 1930 victory against her former lover, the mine owner Walter J. Browning. In 1969, the bubblegum pop group 1910 Fruit Gum Company saw their undeniably catchy song Indian Giver climb the Billboard charts, peaking at number 5. The song's chorus, Indian Giver, you took your love away from me. And perhaps the most memorable reference came in a 1993 episode of Seinfeld, in which the offensiveness of the term was central to the joke. The term mostly faded from widespread use in the 80s and 90s, and many millennials today may have heard it for the first time during the Kim Kardashian-Chris Humphries divorce of all things. The phrase made an unfortunate comeback of sorts in 2011 when reality TV star Kris Jenner told Good Morning America that she hates an Indian giver. It's a gift. You should keep your gift. While referring to her soon-to-be ex-son-in-law request that the $2 million engagement ring he presented Kim Kardashian be returned. While covering the fallout of the Kris Jenner comments, the blog Native Appropriations wrote, I think we can all agree that it's probably not the best term to use to describe a negative act, considering it stereotypes Indians as deceitful and ungenerous, which, if you've ever been in a Native community, is about the farthest thing from the truth. Ever heard of giveaways or potlucks? Alas, it isn't true that we can all agree that the phrase is inappropriate. The Merriam-Webster Dictionary defines an Indian giver as a person who gives something to another and then takes it back or expects an equivalent in return. The term, the dictionary notes in italics, is sometimes offensive. Even now in 2015, the dictionary definition of the phrase only deems it sometimes offensive. Well, it's always startling to discover ingrained racism in the dictionary. Even more jaw-dropping is the definition from 1962's Dictionary of Word and Phrase Origins by William and Mary Morris. The entry begins on a progressive for 1962 note, as the authors applaud the recent trend in film that rejected the old concept of Indian as a ruthless, bloodthirsty warrior. The article's conclusion, however, is stunning. Here it is. If you are willing to concede that the Indians occasionally employ trickery in their dealings with the whites, you will understand why the white man came to use the word Indian as a synonym for bogus, or to use a favorite adjective of children, pretend. So an Indian giver is, in a youngster's own language, only a pretend giver. Emphasis mine, not the usage of the words trickery, bogus, and pretend. It should also be noted that the dictionary this passage appeared in was right on the shelf of a local library. A stark reminder that while language evolves, the reference section doesn't always catch up. William and Mary Morris probably did not realize it at the time, but in this one photograph, they managed to neatly summarize about 200 years of stereotype about Native Americans. This is Indigenous Insights on Eagle Country 105.7.
Devil came down Sunday.
train. I feel the poison cooking my veins. Gonna burn these bridges, walk away. Gonna buy me one ticket straight to hell.
This is Indigenous Insights on Eagle Country 105.7. Keep it here. Coming up in just a bit, we'll take a look at this week in history. But first, just a reminder, hey, we are on social media. Check us out at facebook.com/iiradio. You can email us at eaglemediaiiradio@gmail.com. We also have a YouTube channel. Please check that out and subscribe. This week in history is coming up in just a bit, but first, let's get back into the native blues. This one's from Keith Secola. It's called You Got Land, right here on Indigenous Insights. This is Indigenous Insights on Eagle Country 105.7. I'm your host, Mitch Miigwech, for tuning in here with me. We are starting to run out of time. Before I sign off, though, it's time for This Week in History, understanding the present by honoring our past. This week, in 1763, as a part of Pontiac's War, natives will ambush a force of 6 Rangers in western Virginia. 15 of the soldiers will be killed in the fighting. After tracking the natives, a force of 150 Virginia militia and volunteers led by Charles Lewis will find them on the South Fork of the Potomac River. The Europeans will kill 21 of the natives without suffering a single loss. That was this week in 1763. Once again, check us out at facebook.com/iimedia. Email us at eaglemedia, iiradio @gmail.com. This is Indigenous Insights. I'm your host, Mitch Bama P.
been listening to Indigenous Insights, Eagle Radio's weekly Native American program, all genres, all native. Indigenous Insights keeps you in touch with Indian country. To reach the hosts of Indigenous Insights, you can email iiradio@up.net. That's iiradio@up.net. You can also check them out on Facebook at facebook.com/iiradio. Tune in again next week for another edition of Indigenous Insights on Eagle Country 105.7.